Karoline Leavitt is a rising political figure known for her bold voice, unwavering convictions, and dedication to conservative values. As a prominent advocate for free speech and limited government, she has made waves in the political landscape, inspiring a new generation of leaders. In this video, we'll explore Karoline Leavitt's journey, from her early career in politics to becoming a key voice in the conservative movement. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing for more insightful stories. About Leavitt's early life and education. Karoline Claire Leavitt was born in Atkinson, New Hampshire, where she was raised Catholic. Her family owned an ice cream shop and a used truck dealership in Plaistow, New Hampshire. She attended Central Catholic High School in nearby Lawrence, Massachusetts, graduating in 2015, then attended St. Anselm College on a scholarship for NCAA Division II college softball. During her college years, Leavitt became politically active with outspoken support for the first Trump presidency. Her op-eds in the college newspaper include a defense of Trump's 2017 travel ban and a critique of the news media. She founded St. Anselm College's first broadcasting club. While in college, Leavitt worked at Hearst Television TV. She graduated in 2019 with a bachelor's degree in communications and politics, the first in her immediate family to earn a college degree. About Leavitt's personal life. Karoline Leavitt is married to Nicholas Riccio, a real estate mogul who overcame significant challenges to achieve success. The couple shares a notable 32-year age gap. They have a son, Nicholas Robert, born on July 10, 2024. Leavitt attended St. Anselm College, majoring in communications and political science. During her time there, she was actively involved in promoting conservative values. About Leavitt's career. During her education at St. Anselm College, Leavitt interned at Fox News. The summer before her senior year of college, she interned as a writer in the White House Office of Presidential Correspondence. She returned briefly after her 2019 graduation, before joining the White House press office as an assistant press secretary under Kayleigh McEnany. Following the conclusion of the first Trump administration, she was hired as the communications director for Republican U.S. Representative Elise Stefanik from New York. 2022 congressional campaign. In 2022, Leavitt announced she was running for the U.S. House of Representatives in New Hampshire's 1st District. The Republican primary attracted attention because both candidates were former Trump administration staffers. Leavitt differentiated herself with a brazen style that resembled Trump's, and gained right-wing supporters including Lauren Boebert, Ted Cruz, and her mentor Elise Stefanik. She criticized Matt Mowers with references to the swamp and establishment Republicans for his funding from outside PACs. The New York Times described the candidates as ideologically similar and suggested the primary election was a matter of tone rather than policy. In September 2022, Leavitt won the Republican primary in a surprise victory. After she lost the general election to Democratic incumbent Chris Pappas by 8 percentage points, she worked for a roster of clients. She declined to run again in 2024. In 2022, Leavitt faced a Federal Election Commission complaint from End Citizens United alleging Leavitt's campaign and treasurer illegally accepted campaign donations over the legal limit and never repaid her donors. In January 2025, Leavitt disclosed in 17 amended campaign filings $326,370 in unpaid campaign debts she had failed to disclose for several years. Roughly $200,000 of the debt was composed of illicit campaign donations made in excess of campaign finance limits she never paid back, in violation of campaign finance laws. About Leavitt's Trump press secretary. In January 2024, Leavitt accepted the role of national press secretary for Donald Trump's 2024 presidential campaign. In one press appearance on CNN this morning, she was removed from air for arguing about CNN's debate moderators. Leavitt was an instructor for Project 2025's Conservative Governance 101 training program. About Leavitt's White House press secretary. On November 15, 2024, Donald Trump chose Leavitt as his White House press secretary to succeed Karine Jean-Pierre. She assumed office on January 20, 2025. She is the youngest White House press secretary ever appointed. Leavitt delivered her first White House press conference on January 28, 2025, during which she announced that independent journalists and influencers would also be able to apply for press credentials in the future. During the press conference, Leavitt falsely stated that there was about to be $50 million taxpayer dollars that went out the door to fund condoms in Gaza. Leavitt's claim was shared on social media and repeated by Trump. PolitiFact stated about the incident that, here is no evidence that the U.S. earmarked $50 million in condoms to Gaza, or that it has recently spent $50 million on condoms in Gaza, and that while a State Department spokesperson said the government stopped $100 million in funding to Gaza, which included money for contraception, PolitiFact could not confirm that information. On January 29, 2025, a federal judge cited Leavitt's tweets in his decision regarding a restraining order related to President Trump's attempted federal funding freeze. On February 25, 2025, Leavitt announced that in future her team would determine who gets to enjoy the very privileged and limited access in spaces such as Air Force One and the Oval Office. The announcement was criticized by the White House Correspondents Association, who claimed that this move tears at the independence of a free press in the United States. About Leavitt's policies and political views. Leavitt is a staunch conservative advocating for limited government, tax cuts, and national security. She supports pro-life policies, Second Amendment rights, and strict immigration laws. Opposing progressive policies, she promotes free speech, economic freedom, deregulation, and energy independence while favoring private sector solutions over government-led healthcare programs. About Leavitt's public image. Leavitt's outspoken conservative views make her a divisive figure. Supporters admire her confidence, while critics call her rhetoric polarizing. She connects with grassroots conservatives and remains committed to her beliefs despite criticism. Her fearless advocacy and political presence solidify her influence, making her a significant voice in the conservative movement. About Leavitt's media presence and interviews. As White House press secretary, Leavitt regularly engages with the media, often sparking debates. Her direct press briefings sometimes lead to controversy. She challenges mainstream media narratives and frequently appears on conservative outlets. While critics accuse her of spreading partisan rhetoric, her assertive approach keeps her at the forefront of political discussions. About Leavitt's social media presence. Leavitt actively connects with supporters on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, sharing political updates and conservative viewpoints. Her strong social media presence, especially among young conservatives, amplifies her influence. Through Q&A sessions and direct interactions, she builds engagement, strengthening her position as a prominent voice in digital political discourse. About Leavitt's activism and philanthropy. Leavitt is politically active but also supports community initiatives. She advocates for veterans, law enforcement, and small businesses while raising awareness about opioid addiction and mental health. Involved in grassroots movements, she remains dedicated to conservative causes, emphasizing hands-on efforts that impact everyday Americans and align with her political beliefs. About Leavitt's controversies and criticism. Leavitt has faced criticism for her strong political statements and media approach. Controversies include press pool changes and defending Trump administration policies. Critics call her combative and accuse her of misinformation, while supporters see her as a bold conservative voice. Despite backlash, she remains steadfast in her views and messaging. About Leavitt's legacy and influence. As the youngest White House press secretary, Leavitt's influence is rising. She inspires young conservatives, proving age isn't a barrier in politics. Her confidence, strategic messaging, and grassroots engagement shape conservative discourse. With growing prominence, she is positioning herself as a key figure and future leader in conservative politics. About Leavitt's achievements and recognition. Leavitt is praised for her communication skills and connection with young voters. She served as communications director for Congresswoman Elise Stefanik and ran for Congress in New Hampshire. Featured in political publications and endorsed by Republican leaders, her speeches and media presence establish her as a rising star in conservative politics. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more great content.